Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Katie Copple. Jessica Bowman on assignment tonight. In the early morning hours of January 8th, Sioux City police were called to the parking garage at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino after a man had rammed two police SUVs with his pickup truck. This was the scene the morning of January 8th, 2024, where investigators were on the scene of a fatal officer-involved shooting. After 33 years as sheriff of Union County, South Dakota, Dan Limoges has taken off his badge for the final time. Today, South Dakota residents, law enforcement officials, and first responders from across the tri-state region gather to say a final goodbye. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Katie Copple. Tonight, we have full coverage from Elk Point, South Dakota, as that community gave a final salute to longtime Sheriff Dan Limoges, who has held that county seat for 33 years as sheriff. And well, to Washington now, where there's a gridlock on Capitol Hill as lawmakers battle over spending bills, while the countdown clock on a government shutdown ticks away. The deadline just 1 minute before midnight on Saturday. In the balance, the lives of millions of federal workers who won't get paid, and that could have dire consequences for the entire United States. Well, due to that incoming snow, several Siouxland communities have issued snow emergencies. Here's a look at the list we have right now. In Nebraska, the city of South Sioux City has issued a snow emergency that begins Christmas morning, Monday, December 25th at 10 a.m. and will go through Tuesday, December 26th at 5 p.m. The city of Norfolk has also issued a snow emergency, that one starting at 5 o'clock tonight, Christmas Eve until further notice. And the city of Wayne also issuing a snow emergency, that one starting at midnight tonight and running through 7 a.m. on Wednesday morning, the 27th. Now, we do have a full list of communities in Siouxland that have declared snow emergencies on our website, ktiv.com. We will be updating that story with the latest snow emergency notifications as they come in. And to stay up to date on the latest weather conditions for this storm and all winter long, download our free KTIV First Alert Weather app. It's available for free on both Apple and Android devices. You will get up-to-date weather alerts for your location right to your phone. That's really important to have, especially this time of year.
KTIV's Katie Copple joins us live right now from the scene in North Sioux City. So, Katie, what do we know at this hour?
That's right, Matt and Jessica. So I'm on the other side of the bridge from where I was at 5 o'clock. I'm in the parking lot of Skyline Bar and Casino. I'm going to step out of the way so my photographer, Acacia, can give you a better look at what we're seeing. So you can see the cars hanging off the side of the bridge here. There's, I would say, about a dozen, if not just a couple more than that, cars that have derailed. And I'm going to ask the control room now to throw up this drone video that we got just moments ago so you can see this from the sky. Pretty incredible video here. So what we know is no cars are actually leaking anything, or if there is anything in it, but at this time the roads around this bridge are closed off. There are several streets, several blocks on Military Road in North Sioux City where the casinos are that are closed at this time, including from Rose Street to Watler Avenue. The casinos, a lot of them are shut, at least closed for now tonight. We do not have confirmation if they're going to be closed for the remainder of the evening. What we do know is that this is a BNSF rail system, but the train itself is from D&I Railway out of Sioux Falls. We're going to get some more information and be back here in just a few minutes tonight at 6. Matt and Jessica. Jessica, as you mentioned, millions of people are hitting the roads and the skies for holiday travel season. And here at the Sioux Gateway Airport, they are busier than usual. With just 2 flights a day out of the Sioux Gateway Airport, staff here are used to screening just a handful of passengers at a time. But with the holiday season now here, this small airport is seeing more passengers coming in and out of the airport. I spoke with airport manager Al Lorenzo earlier today, and he said today and tomorrow are looking to be their busiest days leading up to Christmas.
Katie Copple joined us now live from Bloomfield, Nebraska with the very latest on the family's reaction to this tragedy. Katie?
Yes, Matt, I was able to speak to Strom's family earlier this afternoon outside of his second home, which is this bowling alley that you see behind me and where this crime happened as well. Now, Strom had owned this bowling alley for more than 50 years, and his family tells me this is the longest running business here in Bloomfield. Now, Strom was known around the region for his love of bowling, and his family says people would travel here just to take a lesson from him or to have them drill their bowling balls out. But when it came to teaching his family, he had a more unique approach. So as of right now, people are trickling in here to the Lamar's Convention Center, and it doesn't look like that bitter cold. And I mean, it is bitter cold out there. We were a little chilly walking in without gloves today, but it's not stopping people from turning out here to the Lamar's Convention Center. And it didn't stop people from coming out earlier today in Sergeant Bluff for one final campaign stop for Ron DeSantis. I was over at Pub 52 earlier today speaking with hopeful caucus goers who said some of them still aren't quite sure who they're going to caucus for tonight, but they're just excited for the opportunity to do so. Now, a couple I spoke to earlier today at that Ron DeSantis event, this is their first time caucusing ever. They actually just moved here to Iowa not that long ago from California, so they're definitely feeling the cold tonight. But no matter what, there's going to be thousands of Iowans turning out tonight, a couple hundred here at the Lamar's Convention Center, where all the action is going to be here for Plymouth County. But for now, with KTIV's Jason Moeller behind the camera, I'm Katie Copple. Jessica, back to you in studio. Yeah, Jessica, if you're staying in town or heading out on the roads, chances are you're going to encounter more traffic this holiday season. Sioux City Police say they will have officers out throughout the holiday weekend and into the new year, making sure everyone is staying safe on the roads. Now, here locally, Sioux City Police Sergeant Tom Gill says if you're heading out for a holiday party or event and plan on having a drink, make sure you're also lining up a sober ride home.
And so, Katie, why did the school take this step?
Well, Matt, the administration at Siouxland Christian tell me this isn't a step they necessarily wanted to take. But with the rise in gun violence within schools nationwide, they felt it was necessary to keep their staff and students safe. Now, all week long, we've been sharing our condolences and memories about Bob Rowe, a restaurateur and philanthropist who passed away earlier this week. Now, I want to share some of those condolences from members like you, from our community. So let's take a look at some of these right here from Tasty In-N-Out. A fellow restaurant here in Siouxland. They say, may his memory be blessings to thousands and thousands of souls who were touched by the community that he created. And I agree with that as well. Carla Brown, she says, you have always and always been a wonderful example of what a role model should be for all of us. And I think we can all agree there. Let's take a look at another one of these. 77-year-old Curtis Strom was a well-known man here in the town of Bloomfield, Nebraska. He was the longtime owner of Kurt's Lanes and Dining, which is the place you see right behind me. It's also the scene of the crime. Strom was known to many across northeast Nebraska as the go-to guy for any bowling needs. On Wednesday, I spoke with Strom's family and asked them to describe him. Speaking with community members all day here in Bloomfield, the one thing they all said is that Kurt Strom had a heart of gold and he would do anything for anyone. Reporting in Bloomfield, Nebraska, I'm Katie Copple. Norfolk Fire Rescue is one of the first fire departments in Nebraska to utilize drone technology, giving them a better view from the sky that they wouldn't have from the ground. That's right, Matt. Well, ambulances are on our roads all the time, but what happens inside the rig? I decided to hop into an ambulance with the EMS team at Sioux City Fire Station 3 to get a look. No matter the challenges they may face, each one of them tells me this is the most rewarding profession. Reporting in Sioux City, I'm Katie Copple, KTIV News 4. Now, when not on shift with Sioux City, Heather also works on the ambulance crew for Lamar's.
Katie, you said you spent several hours over several days with this crew. What's the thing that surprised you the most?
Well, for one, they do work 24-hour shifts, which is just insane. But I think the thing that surprises me most is they're not just treating the patients that they're called for. You know, they're also caring for the family or the loved ones that are around and the pets that might be on that location too. I mean, you think these homes they go into have dogs and cats. They have to be aware of everything that's around them in order to give that patient the care that they need.
Yeah, the unsung heroes.
Really.
Katie, thanks so much.
It's one of the most unique high school gyms in the state of Nebraska. And in the late 90s and early 2000s, magic was happening on this court. The South Sioux City girls basketball team was dominating Class B, and at the helm was Coach Kelly Flynn. Special Olympics Day at the NAIA National Tournament is something that happens every year. And for those teams that do make it, they say they look forward to this event for their trip to Sioux City. While the pizza and wings is what brought people together here at Bob Rowe's Point After, it was Bob's philanthropy and love for the Siouxland community that people remember him for most. There is a shortage of blue-collar workers nationwide, and here at the Western Welding Academy with the Blue Collar Tour 2024, they're encouraging these kids to join the trade. This runway expansion and renovation project is critical for the 185th Air Refueling Wing, but those planes also share the runway with the commercial flights here at the Sioux Gateway Airport.